Reasons why Republicans are better than Democrats. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we take a close look at the US government and politics. Well, if you are still trying to figure out the differences between the policies of the Republican and Democratic parties, the good government and policies by Republicans are enough to make the difference. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Welcome back. We all know Obama's government was one of the bad administrations in the US, and having Democrats as a political platform made it more disastrous. Democrats' government is continually disrupted by political inconsistency within the party, unable to change power into good policy, transform resources into positive action, and so on. Let's take a look at the benefits of the Republican government, mistakes made by the Democrats, and how Republicans keep having an edge over them. Obama's 60th birthday party. Democrats don't comply with rules and regulations, and Obama's 60th birthday made it more glaring. Recently, the ex-president failed to comply with protocols and went ahead to celebrate his 60th birthday at a time the Delta variant was of concern and was beginning to rise again. Aerial photographs showed a big tent flanked by minor staging tents, a dance floor, outdoor furniture, a large raised stage with massive speakers, and some technical equipment. Celebrities and megastars, including Stephen Colbert, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Oprah Winfrey, were in attendance. Over the past year, not less than 14 Democratic elected leaders serving at the local, state, and federal levels have been criticized and called out for constantly flouting both general best public health practices and official restrictions for stopping the spread of the coronavirus. Now, as the Delta variant is constantly driving a nationwide rise in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations among unvaccinated Americans, many political leaders are now reimposing indoor mask mandates and some other restrictions. And so many Democrats have already been caught appearing to violate her city's own guidelines. Biden's first day in office mistake. On his first day in the presidential office, Biden walked into the Oval Office and approved by signing a piece of paper putting America back in the World Health Organization without critically examining what the WHO is all about. Many Americans don't want to be in the World Health Organization, and Joe Biden's unwillingness to honor what citizens want is offensive and makes his government suspicious. Why would Biden believe any group that calls itself an organization or has the phrase world in its name? This is the United States of America, not the world. As expected, Biden is a brutal radical leftist who feels winning an election gives him the audacity to do things any way he likes. When Donald Trump won the U.S. election, citizens were put into consideration and the government did not impose any policy that won't favor the people. White supremacy. How can Biden unify the country when he constantly talks about white supremacy? And people like me and my viewers know you're referring to us even though we aren't white supremacists. But we still believe that when you say white supremacist, you're referring to us because we believe in the United States of America, and in getting upset at being called something we are not. What a problem this administration is. If only Biden would meet us halfway, and then move all the way to our side, everything would be right. But that's clearly not going to happen. Leadership. Republicans have always produced effective leaders that are willing to negotiate and implement good policies. Donald Trump's government showcased perfect characteristics of good leadership. It is judicious to know that giving concessions to those who won't return is a platform for failure. Instead of interacting with hardliners, the Republican government sidelined and totally marginalized them. Increasing number of migrants. U.S.-Mexico border problem is one of the most numerous things that Democrats leader led by President Biden is getting wrong, and still don't want to work on. The 46th President of the United States of America have a consistent failing administration and have struggled to handle rising numbers of migrants intruding at the border, leading to a lot of criticism from Republicans as well as independents and Democrats. This aspect is the one vital area where Americans already give his administration low grades. Though the Biden government has made an effort to stop describing the events at the border as a crisis, citizens are constantly disappointed and expect more. Impatience. The Republican government has always been a patient and receptive government. This attitude is what the Democratic government lacks. Great leaders don't cave easily. Many Republican leaders are known to have never caved, period. It took 6 months for the Democrats' government headed by Obama to ignore the awesome healthcare reform Democrats have labored for decades. That sort of impatience is a path to leadership failure. Consistent burning platform. Obama administration and every Democrat government lack consistency and an effective burning platform due to bad party members and policies. Annoyingly, Joe Biden's government makes it worse, not merely for social care, but for the multitude of problems facing America. Biden government does not have a burning platform for finance, education, transportation, manufacturing, energy. Republican governments are consistent, known to ignite burning platforms and never allow them to sputter. Plagiarism. In 1988, Biden dropped out of the race for plagiarism. Joe Biden admitted plagiarizing in the law school he attended. However, he was permitted to retake the class. Biden dropped out of the 1988 race, and he was known to have stolen excerpts of write-ups and speeches from John F. Kennedy and some famous politicians. Using death has the benefit. Inhumane, right? Why would one on Earth use human death for their own political benefit? Well, Joe Biden did. In 2016, Joe Biden used his son's death for his personal political gain. August 1st, 2016 to be precise, the day Hillary Clinton critic Maureen Dowd released a column that initiated a turning point in the presidential speculation. Biden himself spoke to her, painting a bad portrait of a dying son, sitting his father down and making him promise to run for U.S. president because the White House should not revert to the Clintons and that the country would be better off with Biden values. Racism. The Republican government is full of racism. Biden once gave Obama a racist compliment. In Joe Biden's words, "I mean, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy." Biden apologized for using the word clean, insinuating he should have chosen the word fresh. Though Joe Biden did not regard the articulate aspect of his statement, which is a terrible and classic racist backhanded compliment that conveys a realm of surprise that a black person can speak audibly. Economic growth. Republicans advocate policies that benefit businesses and attract investors. The Republican theory allowed tax cuts on businesses, giving room to accommodate more workers and in turn enlarge demand and growth. Republicans advocate the need to pursue growth and prosperity without government interference. They believe this is attained by enterprise, self-discipline, saving, and investing. However, Democrats believe in progressive taxation, higher taxes on every investment, large businesses, and high-income families. These higher taxes by Democrats rarely impact the economy positively. In 2010, Obamacare increases taxes on high incomes and investments, affecting the economy in a bad way. Minimum wage and job security. The Republican government favors job security. They believe increasing the minimum wage would force small businesses to lay off some or most of their workers. Democrat government advocates that the minimum wage should allow a living wage. This has never been highly productive to the economy. Representative government. The Republican government is very representative. They serve the good of all citizens, and office holders are selected by the people themselves. Democrats' government and policy do not involve the citizen, and as such, are not good representatives. A Republican government is constitutional. This means that every policy that is carried out within the state is done according to the rules and regulations of the Constitution. A representative government makes laws easier and more efficient, which is better and faster. In the Republican government, the people have a voice in their government when they assign work and power to representatives. With the enforcement of law and order operating in the Republican government, the civic rights and liberties of the people are protected. Biden bad tax policy. Tax policy is one of the most important parts of an economic agenda. Joe Biden's campaign issued more than 50 bad proposals on taxes alone. Joe Biden is looking to consistently increase taxes on higher earners with horrible policies. This would do great harm to the economy and the citizen in general. Democratic leaders are betraying black voters. Black voters are constantly betrayed by Joe Biden's bad government and policies. Black lives are not treated with seriousness and really do not matter to this government. This is unhealthy and bothers so many black citizens of the United States of America. Republicans remain devoted to good governance, and I hope everyone would agree with me that Democrats are not doing enough for U.S. economic growth and are a big threat to the good living of citizens. Hope you enjoyed our YouTube video, and thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel.